afternoon everybody, welcome to another Premier Guns gun review. Now this is not quite what we got planned today. We've got another gun or a couple of guns planned, but 10 minutes ago we received the first of a new Benelli model in the UK. So we thought what a better opportunity to do a live unboxing and see what it's all about. So here goes. Ta-da! So this is the brand new Recoil Ethos SuperSport. So what Benelli have done with this gun is they've taken the extremely popular SuperSport sporting semi-auto and they have just changed the design a bit, added a few more bits to it, made it a bit more funky along the lines of maybe the 828U Sport, and we are going to have a look at one. So this is a 28-inch barrel version. It's available in 28 and a 30-inch. Okay, so we've got a carbon fibre rib, which you didn't get on the previous model SuperSport. It was actually a steel rib, so that will make it a bit lighter, and it's got this this tramline down the middle, which is quite cool. Starting from the top, so the Benelli Recoil is a two-piece action. So what that basically means is that the gun is completely field strippable. So whereas you've got the Montefeltro models like the M2, which is a very popular gun for gamekeepers, the SuperSport, which has been out quite a few years now, is Benelli's flagship model for competition clay shooters. Comes in this really smart carbon fibre finish with the Comfortech stock. Now Benelli's Comfortech stock features the Comfortech comb and these chevrons, and the idea with the chevrons is designed to reduce felt recoil, which works extremely well. So Benelli are inertia operated rather than gas, and because of that there is a little bit more movement that is generated by the gun, hence the recoil reduction design. Now the new one hasn't got the standard Comfortech pad on it. It's actually got the, can't remember the name of it, pad off the Powerbore and the 828U Sporter, which comes on their Progressive Comfort recoil reduction system. So looking at this gun without the barrel on against the old SuperSport, they've changed the design ever so slightly of where the top of the slide fits into the action, which we'll take apart now and show you. They've just put this angle on it, which you didn't get on the old one. I'll take the forend off. So the very clever thing about Benelli semi-autos across the range is there is nothing to clean. These guns are completely maintenance free, which is why they're so popular. On a conventional semi-auto that's gas operated, you would have a piston, maybe some piston rings, things to break, things to clean, things to lose. None of that with this. It is literally a magazine tube with a crimp. Okay, so we take the lid off the top of the action, and the bolt thingy slides straight out from the little rat's tail at the back, and you can see in there now, you can get right in there to clean it, an absolute doddle. Okay, with a gun that's got, like the Montefeltro, like the M2, which has got a standard one-piece action, in order to gain access to the trigger group, you would have to knock the pins out of the action and remove the trigger group from the base of the action. Okay, so let's go back to the angle that they've put on this. So they've slimmed it down ever so slightly, made it a bit sleeker. It comes under the Ethos branding, which is available in, I think, smaller calibers. They've changed the design of the trigger guard, made it a little bit more ergonomic. The actual loading system where you push the cartridges in to the bottom of the action, they've redesigned that a bit so it's a bit more user-friendly to push the cartridges in with this little recess here in the trigger guard, which is quite cool. Button on the side of the action is the same as the later models of Recoil, like the Academia, which we'll talk about later, and also the Powerbore models. And that pretty much is the action. Okay, so we've talked about the stock. It's got this really smart brushed aluminium finish, which has always been popular on the SuperSport. So, you know, the old argument is if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So they've carried on with that. Forend, again, it's slimmer than the old SuperSport. It looks a bit like a salmon. Okay, so it's got this sort of curved edge on it. It's a little bit longer than the original Forend, but it's a lot slimmer. The traditional SuperSport, bit wider, bit heavier, and also what they've added with this particular model in the Ethos is they've added the cartridge magazine window, which you didn't get on the old SuperSport, but it has been featured on previous Benelli models like I think the Crio Comfort had it. Okay, onto the barrel. One of the great things about Benelli semi-auto shotguns is that they feature the Crio Barrel and the Crio technology with their chokes. So that literally means they cryogenically freeze the barrels, literally in freezers. I've been to the factory and I've seen it overnight. And what that does is it makes the barrel under load, there's no stress on it. So okay, there's no deformation of the pattern of the shot. The barrel doesn't expand as a conventional shotgun that doesn't go through this process would do. And it's something that's been a feature of theirs for a number of years. And to be honest, it works. One of the main features, which I'm glad they haven't taken out with the Ethos, is the porting of the barrel. So although it's not that popular in the UK, it's always been big in the States. And the barrel porting primarily is designed to reduce muzzle flip. Now, semi-autos are quite light because you've quite simply got one barrel rather than two. So the physical gravity, if you like, of the shotgun is different. So they can be a little bit whippy and a little bit light on the front end. And that can cause muzzle flip when, of course, the cartridge is discharged. Ported barrels reduces a bit of recoil, reduces a bit of muzzle flip, makes it a lot better to handle. Only downside to that, it's flipping noisy, to be fair. The gases are coming out the side and it can give you a bit of a bang. This particular model comes with, I'm sure they're in the box somewhere, here we go, 5 chokes, along with this quite cool multi-tool style choke key. And another point to mention is that Benelli warranty is essentially doubled in the last year or so. It used to be 5 years, it's now 10. Ultimately, there's nothing to go wrong with this shotgun. It is so well engineered and so well designed that there just isn't anything to go wrong. You've got a recoil spring in the stock, which is how the thing operates. Like I said, there's no consumable items, there's no parts to lose, nothing to break. Really, really clever. You know, you've seen the inertia bolt system with a rotating head, so the lockup is very positive when it goes into the action. As with all semi-autos, particularly Benelli's, you've got the Shim system. So what that enables the user to do is change the drop and the cast of the stock depending on the user. So if you need it a little bit lower, we can change the shim to drop the drop at heel. We can change the cast. We can essentially make it left-handed as well, although it is a right-handed eject. And that's about it, really. Very, very clever. Like I say, a lot of development gone into this shotgun. Been around a long time. Little bit of a facelift, which, you know, every manufacturer will do at some point. We'll pop it together in a second, but before we do that, we'll just talk about the case. So although it looks like it was made in Farmer Giles' field, it wasn't. It was made in Italy along with the shotgun. Warranty booklet, bit of splurge to read, which is quite good because it talks about the shimming process and getting the gun to fit you properly, along with what little maintenance is required with an inertia driven shotgun. And that's about your lot, really. 10-year warranty, very lightweight, very smooth to shoot. With it being inertia driven, this is worth pointing out, is they will cycle light loads, okay? Not necessarily 21 gram 65mm cartridges, but we've had a demo SuperSport here at Premier Guns for a number of years, and it will shoot 24 gram, you know, 24 gram 70mm loads. It's quite happy with. So if you want to keep the cost of your clay shooting down, or you want to reduce the recoil a bit further, then there's always the option for that. You haven't got to use big heavy loads. Who's this gun for? Is really for clay shooters. Over the last few years, semi-auto only shoots have become really, really popular in the UK, and whereas a lot of club to serious level competition clay shooters will spend £3,000, £4,000, £5,000, £6,000 on an over and under, they will now also have a decent quality semi-auto in their armoury, and so this is gonna fit the bill perfectly. They're available in 28 and 30 inch, and that's about it. That's the end of another Premier Guns review. Thanks for watching. There's going to be a lot more, so please like the channel, subscribe, and if there's a particular gun you'd like to see reviewed, bearing in mind we've got hundreds and hundreds of shotguns here at Premier Guns, just drop us an email, comment below, and we will do our very best to tell you our thoughts. Thanks for watching, see you again, cheers.